So now I want to share with you from a fruit supplier and brand owner's perspective, how do we see the trend and what are the highlights? So I will spend the first around 10 minutes to share with you the channel share and movement in fruit business in particular and fresh fruit e-commerce dynamics. And the later 15 minutes, I will share some real business model case and analysis from Zespri's perspective in Taiwan. How do we see those highlights? And lastly, some more e-commerce shopper insights will be shared if we have more time. So just a very quick company intro, overall sharing of how Zespri, being the I think global marketer of the kiwi fruit, as you all know, it's charged by nature, and we always are very passionate around what our products and our promise to the consumers and shoppers. And it's not easy, and especially during the changing environment in the global community right now, it's a lot of changing around supply chain and consumer behavior, as well as their shopping behavior. So we source fruit from different regions. There are five sources, so including mostly from New Zealand, and also from Italy, France, in Europe, and also Korea and Japan. So which we sell through to over 50 countries around the world with our core supply chain excellence and also marketing and sales people on the ground. So, but today we only talk about the e-commerce in Taiwan, which we know that e-commerce, I think environment will differ by country, and in particular, as you know, Taiwan is quite a small geographically location, and that provides a quite a unique e-commerce environment from our business perspective. So first one is the channel share and movement. You all heard about a lot of growing trend for the previous presenters. What about fruit? So if we only look at the fruit in the last 3 years, we cooperate with Kanta in 4 or 5 years ago, and then we collect shopper from their household purchase baskets. And as you can see, online in 2019 was only 1%. In 2020, even before COVID outbreak, it's increased. And then 2021, that's after COVID, and a lot of different behaviors happen. It jumped up to 3.4%. So that is a magnificent growth rate compared to other channels. But some of you might know that traditional channel still dominate the fruit category with over 70% sales share per year in Taiwan, and that's for total fruit category. And from our perspective, we have similar researching around the globe. This figure is quite similar with Spain in Europe. It's quite different to, for example, China or USA. So different region may different, as I say. So I think a lot of shoppers in Taiwan still enjoy the face-to-face shopping, especially for fresh fruit and groceries. But anyhow, that growth rate of online is still significant. And if we look at the future trend, so the online shopping of all categories projected of the CAGR around 7%, while food and beverage is a much higher ratio. So here I share the graphs to showing the movement before the outbreak or after the outbreak, and what are the better and worse. So the bubble size is the share of the revenue. As you can see, traditional markets still dominate, as I say, and it's quite interesting that better during the outbreak and better after the outbreak. You can see online is quite obvious. So that's the key benefit of the COVID-19. And just a side note that in Taiwan we also seeing that the smaller scale retailer also benefited much more than traditional or mega size like hyper mall kind of retail. So like fruit specialty, fruit stores, or PX Mart, which is a smaller scale supermarket, also survive better during and after outbreak. So we know that is a growing trend. So, but we also heard about a lot of good, I think, analysis before that. We still have some consumer barrier. So that shopper barrier, for example, lack of the in-store experience and unable to see the real thing, are the major concern around the globe, and also for the Taiwanese, I think, consumer. So what are the e-commerce dynamics? So we have multiple types, and we also see similar charts from the previous presenters. So here we only took on the fruit and fresh produce business. We've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kind of different types. So from the traditional B2C Amazon type online shopping. We have Momo dominate Momo and PC Home dominate the Taiwan market at the moment. We have a traditional way of first specialized or fresh produce specialized online shopping channel. For example, a lot of like farmers markets, online farmers market or EC channel. We also have some C2C, so which is like Shopee in Taiwan, and also mentioned brick and pick, a type of hybrid online to offline retail channel, and also social commerce, which is quite a unique, and it's an increasing trend of the channel in Taiwan. So also food delivery. So that's a global trend as well. Not just the food delivery, but also grocery delivery is increasing. So we talk about the channel dynamics. What about the shoppers? So from our study, we know that buyers tend to spend more per trip and higher price per kilo versus the channel average, which may sound quite promising for some of the audience, especially you are growers or farmers. So I think couple of reasons. So competition on the offline channel sometimes it's quite easy to compare a setup of SKU, while in online world, it's difficult to compare if you have different pack types, you have different grading of the quality. But one of the key insights that consumers spend more per trip, and that premium or that space is quite key if we want to sustain this kind of the purchase for online shopping. And also spend, I think, price per kilo versus the total channel coverage. As you all know, like delivery costs is some of the barrier or pain points for e-commerce. So a lot of time, if a shopper or consumer want to buy a pack of apple, it's still have some room to reach to that threshold of the free delivery. So you add on more items, orange or other products. So that is a possibility that a shopper is not purchased with a rationale. So still quite a good thing to know. So as we heard about the trend of the post-COVID, and we break down into different channels, I talk about what are those performance. So the red line indicates the total e-commerce penetration. And it's interesting that social commerce still sustain much better than other channels after the restriction. So a semi-lockdown mode in Taiwan last season, and we observed that the social commerce group type of e-commerce sustained better. So I will have some case study in my later presentation to show why. So if we look at the product type, only look at the fresh fruit, the total channel split between domestic and import is around about 70-30 and 70-20. So and then e-commerce, we are seeing the growing trend of imported fruit category in the e-commerce, especially for cherry and kiwi fruit. So especially for cherry. So cherry is certainly a short shelf life and it's a seasonal product. and had great success over the last 2 years, occupying some of the social commerce platform, which is quite unique, and it's probably on a two-way. So because cherry has its premium, has its value, so a delivery fee share of a pack of cherry would be quite small compared to other probably a regular fruit item. So so this is quite an interesting finding. So kiwi fruit is another certainly another increasing trend of online shopping, but it's quite different around the platform type. As you can see on the right side, total fruit social commerce occupies half of the share, while kiwi fruit, as we have a long-term sales and marketing program with the main retailers, so a lot of those online shopping happens in the brick and click model, which is the online to offline model. Okay, so here's so now we look at some case analysis, starting from the first type. So this is a traditional type of the fresh produce specialized e-commerce. A lot of the growers or organization, when they start thinking of moving the items to online, this channel usually pop up first. So because you will be attracted by beautifully and nicely set up websites, and also professional warehousing and logistics service that provided by this kind of the suppliers or platform vendor. But still benefits, pros and cons on this kind of traditional channel. Firstly, low number of active users. So as you know, a lot of online channels to catch shoppers' eyeball, and it's really difficult if you are not spending high enough to recruit and also maintain those kind of users. So that kind of maintenance fee can be quite high online. And also, this kind of vendor usually purchase and stock products. So on the other hand, you have some of the stock management pressure. But on the good side, this kind of the EC platform usually have good small grower specialties or niche items that provide a unique experience for consumers. And also, as I said before, those high quality logistics can give you a reliable service around the supply chain. From our perspective, so what Zespri consider, like I say, recruiting costs will be high, storage, stock management costs will be high, and to be honest, like the mega, probably compared to other mega platform or offline retailers, it's really hard to keep up with the price competition against the physical retailer if we sell product on this kind of specialized e-commerce. So I think this will be a suitable platform for a more premium, small-scale niche segmentation. And lastly, the consumer last mile is around about 3 to 5 days for Taiwan. So it's like a the mid average is 3 to 5 days, which is not too long, but it's not like an immediate enjoyable last mile journey. And now let's take a look at B2C, which is the Amazon type mega platform, online platform. So example in Taiwan would be Momo. So Momo sell lots of things, anything you can consider. So they also like PC Home or other mega mainstream online platform. They started to sell, I think, fresh produce a couple of years ago, and always have high number of active users and abundant product offerings. It's numerous product offerings in the platform. If you type a search of Zespri, you type a search of kiwi fruit, you'll find tons of the different offerings from different vendors. So I think they one of the benefits certainly competitive pricing. So for consumer, that's a good thing. You will feel the price would be relatively cheap in this kind of mainstream mega platform, and a consumer would enjoy probably a lower delivery fee, or the threshold of the free delivery will be less. So the first case is around about 1,000 free delivery, and for this kind of mega platform, half. What are the consideration from Zespri? So we know there's a good platform to sell volume, but also understand that when you as a shopper, what is when you want to shop kiwi fruit online, what is the top of mind of your head? And this kind of platform usually not the case because people will certainly think something else. And also from a brand owner perspective, there are too many listings of similar SKU, and it's relatively difficult to manage the branding and visual quality. And also, we are uncertain about the product or vendor service quality because they probably source from multiple resource. But certainly, this will attract some of the discount-driven shoppers. And once again, the last mile is quite similar to the fresh fruit specialized. It's 3 to 5 days last mile. And the third one is what is more I think most prominent for Zespri Kiwi for right now is the O2O online to offline retail hybrid model. For example, Carrefour. So it's trending up in retail store. They also sense the opportunity. They also feel the threat from other e-commerce platforms, so they started to co-op with food delivery company like Uber and Foodpanda. It's trending up because the fast delivery. So the consumer will enjoy a 30 minutes to 1 hour waiting time only. That's for the today usage. If you figure out something you want to have, you want to buy, that's a quite a relatively short time frame that can deliver to door. So that's a certainly evolution of shopping, and the delivery fee is quite inexpensive. It's only 39 per delivery compared to probably 100 or 200 for the previous two examples. What are our considerations? So I think it's a great, from Zespri perspective, it's a great attraction for shoppers, and basket size and probably proper delivery ready packaging needs to be considered. In the later discussion, I saw a question pop up around the packaging. So Zespri does cares about sustainability and how do we minimize our, for example, plastic packaging or over packaging. But meanwhile, we know that packaging, a proper delivery-ready packaging is also crucial for food safety and also a food presentation to the consumers. For example, Carrefour may have mostly loose selling in the physical store. But if a certain store figure out that their online shopping share has been increased, they certainly will consider to increase the share of the packaging fruit so that the neighbors can enjoy a proper packaging when they purchase the fruit online. So that proper protection will be required. And then one of the also key benefit from this kind of model is that usually the price listed on this kind of online platform will be identical, will be exactly the same to the physical store. So consumer can benefit it from a similar price of listing rather than a higher price online, which is different in the past. So this will be quite suitable for a mega listing of the items if you are probably a larger suppliers, not a small growers or not a niche item. So this is the third case, and now this is another online to offline cases, and quite special because it's not the mainstream retailer type of hypermarket, but it's convenience store. So we have quite a density of convenience store in Taiwan, and they are still growing very rapidly, and they consider a lot of different business opportunity. For example, this one. So recent years, a lot of CVS in Taiwan has made their CVS store turn into a pickup location, which is quite cool for some of the communities. The store manager maintain a line group chat with the neighborhoods. They post advertisement on a daily basis. what kind of fruit is on shelf and what price and what is the expected delivery time. And this attract a lot of neighbor consumers. So it's a good way of trying new region or underdeveloped location that you don't have a mainstream retail I think nearby. And also consumer can place order on multiple ways on the apps or line group chat directly to the manager, and they benefited a very low delivery fee because you pick up the fruit from the store. It's not a two-door delivery, so it's actually share a lot of logistic fees and warehousing. So, what are other considerations from us? So this is providing the fruit suppliers a good chance of trialing, but we have limited SKU compared to other online fruit platform because they won't allow too many listings on this kind of the model. And it has some of the probably a relatively lower shopper trip span, probably because they would like to attract the neighborhoods on a relatively easy way of shopping rather than higher price. And the last mile, similarly, is a 3 to 5 days waiting time. It's not immediate, but it gives you quite a convenient pickup type of fruit shopping. Okay, so we put the social commerce in the end. So I will have two share of the social commerce. The first one is the fruit shop, traditional fruit shop, and hybrid model. So it's also an offline to online model. For example, this platform Guiji, they have the physical stores in Taoyuan, and then they also have a quite a high number of chat group in at line and attract thousands of users nearby, and is trending up after the COVID outbreak. And they provide very good user interaction with full unboxing video. For example, this video shows that quite a exciting vendor is unboxing the kiwi fruit boxes. It directly posts a video into the chat, and this provides the real thing feelings for consumers. And they have very quick delivery as well. So up to only 12 hours from order placement because only delivered to the nearby, for example, nearby 10K regions. Our consideration is that the price can be quite competitive because if you see the business and logistic model, they directly take product from the supplier and they supply their physical store as well as the online group. And some of the certainly a threat is that they would potentially be the price breaker if the vendor wants to attract shoppers. So it's usually the case, and it's still trending up. And lastly, the social commerce, we have also live streaming, as also mentioned by other presenters. For example, in my example here is a Taipei Binjiang. So Taipei Binjiang usually sell meats and seafoods. Recently, they have started sell some of the premium fruit items, and they have Facebook account and live streaming every day. So it's a key, I think keyword here is every day. So it becomes a norm or a regular thing for their fans or fan base users that 9 p.m. at night, you will get a pop-up message saying, okay, Taipei Binjiang is live streaming. So and you open up like hearing the radio, like the MC will start it from kefir to lobster to steaks, and they have very fun I think live interaction with also unboxing live in front of you. Let consumer feel like they are in front of the vendor. They are in front of the vendor that premium quality product in front of you. They sell premium products selection, so attracts those some consumers with less price sensitivity, which is good. So from our consideration, this is a good platform for a unique item with immersive experience of the unboxing, and also it's hard to compete with the price, but consumer doesn't care when they come to this kind of platform. They want to trial the best premium quality products, and they trust the platform to select the best for them. And so they are not winning because of the delivery timing. So they also have an average of 3 to 5 days. So it's a relatively longer delivery lead time, but it's provided quite a unique shopper experience. So to sum up, different logistic and delivery model currently is occupying the markets. We have three trending up, which is Brick and Click, the O2O Carrefour model, and also the Fruit Shop O2O and the social commerce. And we are sensing that the food specialized and B2C and C2C is a little bit trending down, but who knows in the next probably next couple of months, because food business in online business is actually changing quite rapidly. So some of the wrap up is that we need to get alive, get the consumer feel alive. A sound of the crunching apple will be welcomed, um, and probably some of the live video streaming or video of the orchards or pack houses will be certainly attract more eyeballs from the consumer. And Cochen is the game changer. So we read about the numbers that it's more than 10% of the delivery truck last season in 2020 carrying the Cochen, and it's 40% increase. And we believe that 2021 it certainly will be a lot higher than this number, and we see a lot of capital investment already in the cold chain. That end-to-end solution will be the game changer for fresh produce. And also the last mile journey is the key. Like I mentioned, then this express food delivery company have seized the opportunity. So and this provide a good shopping experience for consumers in the last mile. Okay, so in summary of my today's sharing, so hopefully the time is ticking okay. So again, it's growing. The e-commerce is growing and it's changing quite rapidly. And to be honest, there isn't any absolute winning platform yet in Taiwan, although we think social commerce and B and C model is growing faster and become the threat to a traditional channel in some occasions. And also shopper journey is core to success, from catching the eyeball, click to receiving the products. That's core to success. While shopper usually doesn't have loyalty at any single platform, and they are easy to switch out. And also recruiting, maintaining user will be extremely difficult as the competition enlarge. You may either spend a lot of online marketing spendings and doesn't seeing the user being maintained or recruiting, or you are spending something on the new users for promotion, but they will never come back again. And the investment or partnership on cold chain solution will be the key to achieve wider logistic coverage and shorter distance delivery networks, or faster delivery, and also better quality management and cold chain. So to be add on to those summaries, I also have something to talk about the shoppers. As I mentioned, that is they are not loyal, and they have too many options in the internet. And consumer perception on quality and taste can be quite brutal. So some of the growers or farmers maybe probably will facing the quite a brutal I think receiving perception from consumer, which is different, probably different to a physical retail model. And warehousing and logistics can be quite high in cost, and increased shoppers trip spend is the key. And for small farmers or growers, need to make sure that the tree span or the product delivered to the unique is delivering the unique value compared to the mass product. And naturally, the product will attract the e-commerce platform and eventually shoppers and consumers. So this summarized my presentation for today, and certainly welcome for questions. Thank you.